Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Beirut Buzz. I'm Taline and with me today is one of my co-workers, Marianne. Hi Marianne.
Hello.
So today's episode is basically going to be about how we've been distracting ourselves since COVID started and all the lockdowns. We'll be talking about the TikTok community, especially in Lebanon, and just social media in general. I guess we can start off with how you've been coping, or how you've been distracting yourself during the pandemic or being locked up at home.
First, I can't believe that it's been almost 2 years since the pandemic. And we're like 4 months away from 2022. It's so crazy. And COVID-19, and it's almost 2022. I actually remember my last day at uni so well, and when they announced that we're gonna go into a week of lockdown, we were so happy. And I think it was during midterms or something, so we were yes, we're gonna have time to study, so they're gonna postpone everything. And then a week turned into 2 years, a year and a half. I don't know how to count it in Lebanon صراحة.
لما the pandemic started, I was 19. وهلا I'm 21.
Exactly, that's really scary. That's really scary.
Well, the fact that I remember أنا لأنه I was in Germany at the time. I left sometime end of October. وكنت I remember sitting in the library at my university and my mom's texting me 1 week into January بعد ما رجعت after the holidays. She's ليكي Taline, there's this virus going around. انتبهي. There was the first case in Germany. It was somewhere in the south. I'm Mom, don't worry. It's under control. Everyone's quarantined وعم بيصحوا. I was so chill about it. No one really took it so seriously at the beginning. وبتذكر my mom panicking أول ما حكتني وأنا إنه ما كتير عطيت أهمية للموضوع. And then ما في a month later the country goes into full lockdown because the cases were spreading so fast وما حدا فهمن شيء.
إنه at first أنا كمان maybe the first month I was still kind of a bit confused. I started to research how do you get COVID, من وين إجا COVID, and then this whole story of how a man ate bat soup and that's how COVID started. Others start to say
where the racism started flooding in شوي.
And then some weird theories started to come up everywhere. إنه وقتها كنا نحضر يوتيوب، كنا نحضر كتير قصص, especially I know during COVID we were in lockdown. إنه شو كنا نقعد نعمل؟ اقعد أنا إنه كان عندي جامعة، خلي الجامعة، أحضر Netflix. And then the most famous application was everywhere, which was TikTok. And this is when everyone was wow, TikTok, and everyone's on TikTok. And then there was this debate between friends oh my TikTok إنه أنا I won't download this stuff ولا يا لطيف إنه
cringe.
إنه sorry PhD in maturity, calm down. وهون على تيك توك صرت تشوف إنه COVID started because إنه it's all theoretical, إنه COVID was planned. صرت تشوف هالقصص إنه على تيك توك إنه كيف في ناس ما بعرف إذا فيني أقول اخترع. هلا أنا personally I don't believe that COVID was intentionally brought up, if that's how I want to say it. إنه I really do believe it's واحد بالغلط تطلقت الفيروس، ما بعرف، بس هيك it's just weird, you know.
I hate the conspiracy theory إنه COVID was done in a lab. إنه هاي 21st century thinking إنه everything that's done is intentional شوي. It's it gets out of control. But إنه everyone knows every 100 years بيصير في a pandemic out of nowhere, the Spanish flu, the plague, كل هالأشياء they happened. It just repeats itself. بس الفرق إنه وقتها if you see pictures the Spanish flu people wore masks. Well, I think that's really cool. to just go back تشوف الناس وقتها ملتزمة وهلأ you have something called anti-maskers, which I think is completely ridiculous. But just hearing about the virus أول فترة, you just heard about the dead bodies being piled up outside Chinese hospitals وكل هالأخبار. It was terrifying. There was so much misinformation going around. I think that was the biggest issue. Social media being, it's a good platform to get informed, but بنفس الوقت it was causing a lot of damage to overall understanding how information circulates كل هالأخبار يعني you know أكيد like Lebanese moms most of the time بيصيروا يشوفوا خبر على الواتساب and they just send it to us وبكون like completely wrong completely إنه like insane. My mom would send me these things sometimes اشياء خاصة بكوفيد وهيك و they'd be debunked بس إنه I never understood ليش this whole you know the WhatsApp University meme اللي طلعت أول كوفيد like mass media in general كتير هيك double-edged sword.
It really is. وكمان حتى لهلا يعني حيصيرنا almost سنتين هلا هي technically COVID. When did it start in China? Like December 2019.
Yeah.
حيصيرنا يعني almost let's say يعني 3 years since COVID actually started. وبعد في ناس حتى like now they still don't believe in COVID. It's يعني حتى بلبنان يعني أكيد حتى everywhere in the world there's going to be a part of like there's going to be people who don't believe in COVID and it's scary يعني إنه تصير تفكر إنه are we ever gonna finish from this يعني anti-maskers anti-vax إنه هيك I just like to know like what's in their head you know and the spread of misinformation is also so scary. And even at the time at first I know like big news channels إنه they tried to quote unquote raise awareness about COVID بس كمان إنه يكتبوا قصص which caused إنه panic كتير كبيرة بكل العالم وبلبنان وهون. وحتى هلأ يعني I remember أنا my experience with the vaccine يعني I had first of all إجا دوري AstraZeneca and it was a day before my appointment يعني وطلع أخبار على a news channel I'm not gonna mention إنه ما حدا ياخد AstraZeneca يعملوا تحت ال30 لأنه you're gonna get blood clots وما بعرف شو. أنا هون يعني my parents were like you're not taking AstraZeneca وأنا هون كتير عصبت. I'm like any vaccine is better than no vaccine you know.
Your dad's a doctor ما هيك؟
He was and he is يعني and he did ask a lot of his friends at first before this whole reportage came and he asked his friends and they're like yes let her take it even though she's 23 and it's fine let her take it أحسن من ماشي ما بعرف شو. And then يعني طلع reportage it was one of the most important doctors in Lebanon who said it so they panicked. عرفتي they panicked وما كانوا عارفين شو بدهم يعملوا and then I'm like it's going to be my last chance to take a vaccine because that was the government appointment until later on like you know other organizations came through so I got the vaccine وهيك.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad that it's better than nothing. And
exactly.
AstraZeneca does give you 84% حماية from the virus so it's still good. It's better than like hospitalization بالآخر. أنا لك الشيء اللي بيسمني أكتر من anti-maskers هن الانتي-vaxxers لأنه مبدأ الانتي-vaxxers كله كتير غلط. تعرفي خبرية this conspiracy theory إنه vaccines cause autism?
I've actually never heard that.
عن جد you're one of the lucky people لأنه في كتير ناس believe إنه vaccines cause autism و The problem with this إنه this خبرية like طلعت 30 years ago in a research done by a doctor everyone مثلا نحن بناخد advanced academic English in uni so we know how to write a research paper we know إنه we have to have a big number of participants بالresearch like إنه hundreds or thousands يعني so this doctor إجا وعمل a study on only 30 kids like 30 kids بس عمل an entire study based on them وطلع معه conclusion إنه vaccines cause autism. This was like 30 years ago and everyone said that after that حتى لو like thousands of studies came out after with tens of thousands of children and عمل عليهم research about the vaccines and they proved إنه لا vaccines do not cause autism بس من ورا this person عمل like spread of misinformation بهيدا إنه الstudy اللي كتير غبي that was إنه unreliable وكله غلط بغلط يعني نحن تلاميذ جامعة and we know إنه the way the study was done was completely wrong. People have believed since then هلا like 30 years later they still believe إنه vaccines cause autism. يعني this issue of misinformation عن جد it's a really huge problem especially بلبنان.
And the thing is like they tend to believe anything like even if initially they were anti-vaxxers بدهم بس يلاقوا شيء إنه إذا حدا سألهم ليه أنتم ما بدكم تاخدوا الفاكسين بس يلاقوا شيء هيك صغير to prove their point. عرفتي يعني إذا حدا already anti-vaxxer حدا يسأله أنت ليه anti-vaxxer؟ من 30 سنة عملوا هيدا report إنه vaccine give إنه it causes autism. عرفتي؟ يعني it's just these tiny things I feel إنه هيك بدهم يلاقوها for them to prove why they're anti-vaxxers.
ما بعرف إذا هن عن جد بيكونوا like مقتنعين or they just want to be like against the flow, like إنه everyone rides the bandwagon إنه everyone's getting vaccines وهن بدهم يكونوا like غير. ما بعرف if this is an issue يعني إنه من ورا هيك they do this or عن جد بيكونوا مقتنعين إنه like vaccines do cause or they do have like negative consequences يعني لما تاخديها.
Like a lot of people like to be controversial, and I've learned that especially during COVID-19. ما بعرف يعني بعرف في كتير ناس هلا I'm talking about إنه بحياتي بس إنه بحس كمان in general a lot of people like to be controversial. So maybe هيك إنه إنه أنا anti-vaxxer إنه you know.
The problem كمان is مثلا my mom has a friend whose brother is a doctor in Canada. She was fully convinced إنه vaccines implant a chip جواتك, and when the government wants to kill you بس بدهم the chip does something to you. مثلا نقول إنه you have diabetes و the chip knows بتعلي لك your blood glucose level وبتوقع بأرضك بتموتي. This is their attempt of population control. her brother إنه حكيم محترم بكندا and he came back from Canada لأنه هو كمان ما بده ياخد الفاكسين إجا على لبنان. Like the problem isn't just إنه the people اللي ما خصهم بالاختصاص. There are people that are actually إنه like حكمة, that doctors with like certified doctors كمان هني they're spreading the misinformation. With this إنه it blew my mind إنه حكيم why are you إنه they're promoting this idea إنه the vaccine كانت something that the government did or it's something that's bad. بس إنه in history كل الvaccines لهلا they're like so far they've proved إنه they've done nothing but be like beneficial for the community.
It's really crazy. يعني حتى there are some stories you hear about the vaccine that make absolutely no sense. يعني and coming back to our initial conversation is how you have so many different videos on TikTok, and at some point I did reach like if you want to call it COVID TikTok, and like how some people went like don't wear a mask because إنه ما إلها عازة, or don't take the vaccine because this and this happened, you know. So especially with TikTok يعني a lot especially right now يعني even my mom uses TikTok يعني I don't think it's this generational thing يعني I feel people who are 6 years old use TikTok, and now people who are 94 years old use TikTok. عرفتي يعني it's no longer this application that is targeted towards teens or young adults, if that's how you want to say it.
It was kind of cool أول فترة like how TikTok blew up. Everyone was like bored at home. أنا كمان I would spend hours on TikTok, especially إنه كنت عايشة لحالي وهيك I couldn't leave the house because of COVID. Like the majority of my time was spent on TikTok. وبعدين إنه after this COVID hype بلش يخف شوي. People started actually using TikTok. ما بعرف إنه هيك بيصيروا like their bios would be like just for fun or quarantine made me do it. بس إنه they just really wanted an excuse to start posting on TikTok. The TikTok community بلبنان specifically it like blew up all of a sudden. وصار في like ما بدي إنه to say big names بس إنه more known TikTokers. I'm trying to use the right terms بس إنه not to give them too much credit. بس إنه like Lebanese TikTok is a really big thing now.
It really is, and it influences so many teenagers. يعني عن جد حتى أنا كان في فترة يعني I actually used to stalk big TikTokers. بس يعني مثلا عندك TikTokers who are actually they kind of like I don't know how to say this بس إنه they have like positive content, if that's how you want to say it. Yeah. And you have the other part who's basically it's just there, okay, it has no substance, you know.
Yeah, هلا هو إنه they did start it like a lot of people just started it just for fun. يكون something for just random posts that don't make sense. بس إنه like that community بس بلش يكبر. I started seeing that. I know I have a younger cousin. I told you about her, my cousin that does TikTok. She's like 14 or 15. And she's friends with the entire TikTok community. I don't know, like everyone you see on your For You page, she's friends with them. وبشوف how some of them are so consumed with TikTok and they really want to make it like a job. It's gone beyond more than something يعني تالي you distract yourself with أو تتسلي فيه. في people that actually want to use محل من ورا TikTok and it really blows my mind. وكلهم بيكونوا like ولاد like 14 15 16. But it's like really weird.
Because I feel like it's so easy for them how مثلا إنه إذا you have one TikToker بلش أو بلشت من إنه عم تاخد videos إنه they don't require much planning or much editing. It's super easy يعني هن كمان the app they made it super easy for users to easily edit and publish.
Yeah.
So if there's this one TikToker who has millions of followers and she earns money from that, why not me? Why can't I do the same? عرفتي? They start to think like that, and I don't know if يعني I've had this debate with friends where I don't know if TikTok كمان most importantly Lebanese TikTok, because at least my algorithm is mostly Lebanese TikTok just because I can't get away from it. بس إنه ما بعرف إنه a lot of people think it's actually educational. Like for example, my mom's on TikTok and every time she learns some hack I go like, Mom, where did you learn that? She tells me TikTok. I go like, okay يعني there is kind of like a benefit to it, but I feel like maybe for the younger generation it could be a bit more problematic to have these TikTokers there.
بتذكر حتى my mom sometimes تيجي بتقلي she learned something from TikTok أو أنا بقلها I learned something from there and she'll be like والله it's actually useful. ولما your parents بيعترفوا إنه a social media platform is useful يعني عن جد it is useful because they're really very anti social media in general إنه القعدة على التليفون وهيك. بس أنا I still see TikTok as something بس لأتسلى فيه. بس لما I hear مثلا my cousin telling me how much the people ما بدي أفضح مع cousin هلا مش هقول اسمها or who she knows بس إنه all the really bigger names على TikTok Lebanese like the Lebanese people Lebanese users she tells me كتير إنه they've grown a very big ego problem وبخصوص like موضوع إنه how many followers they have if they're verified or not brand deals كل هالأخبار they really like glow. Their friendship circle كتير relies on how popular they are on TikTok like كتير مصلحة. These are like 16-year-olds like it's kind of إنه they're seeing هالشي as a business so they're only like صغار إنه انبسطوا بحياتكم شوي. Why are you so concerned with followers و getting likes و getting verified يعني it's so useless.
Exactly. هلا I don't know if عن جد I know there are a few maybe TikTokers who actually made this their job and they prove to users because I know you know TikTok a lot of people get hate on TikTok.
Yeah.
يعني ما في it's never 100% positive. Anyone can post a picture of a sky and they're going to get hate comments for it. But some TikTokers actually had to prove to all these haters that they make money from TikTok and they showed the dollar bills on TikTok, especially now like some people saw it as very insensitive, which I personally think it is because especially what we're going through now in Lebanon, wow, you're making dollars from TikTok, good for you I guess, but I don't know, maybe it's just a bit insensitive for you to show it right now. Plus I don't know how this could influence ناس اللي أصغر. يعني في ناس عن جد there's this one TikToker, I don't know if I could call her a TikToker, she's like 8 years old maybe. She's always on my For You page and she gets thousands of likes. أنا بصير أقول إنه عن جد إنه بعدك صغيرة إنه
حرام.
Don't make this a thing. And it's scary because later on maybe that's what they want to do. يعني if there's this new trend right now that goes like questions you always wanted to ask me, and I remember في واحدة there's one TikToker حدا سألها سؤال شو بتعملي and then she answers social media, so TikTok is her job. It's a very debatable topic I feel.
I feel like TikTokers هلا if we actually have people that use the app they generate money or they have a lot of followers listening to us حيقولوا إنه okay هولي غيرانين إنه they're not making money from posting بس rest assured نحنا we have jobs, we're hardworking people يعني we're not gonna make fun of something or like criticize شيء بس لأنه من غير منا we're 20-year-olds بحس إنه we're not gonna go attack a bunch of 16-year-olds على هيك شيء بس مسألة making money out of TikTok وبخصوص قصة showing how much they're making or showing dollars. Like everyone saw the video of this one TikToker that showed the dollars like through the money يعني for a video, and they got a lot of hate for it. بس إنه rightfully so يعني إنه لبنان بعد الثورة وبعد أزمة الدولار over 70% of the population under the poverty line. Okay, بفهم إنه you're making money, congratulations, good for you, you're so young or you're making money عن جد إنه good for you والله يعني من كل قلبي you're working hard for the platform blah blah blah. بس إنه what was the point إنه of that one video? I'm pretty sure anyone listening knows what I'm talking about. A lot of people were very hurt by it. وأنا I'm very against the type of people اللي بيطلعوا بيعملوا شيء غلط and they go post an apology video وأنا ما كان قصدي I won't do this again وبعدين they just do something else that's probably worse or like along the lines of it. كتير I hate this. It's like cancel culture maybe. they fabricate قصة هيدي إنه just going up and saying sorry for what you did. بس إنه you have to be a bit more aware than that. وما بعرف if it's because they've become like so consumed with قصة إنه I want to post, I have to post content, that it's made them like شوي هيك blind أو إنه يتشوشوا على what type of content they're posting, if it might be offensive or not, or هن عن جد they're that ignorant. لأنه بالآخر أولاد صغار يعني honestly they're still kids.
I feel like there's always some sort of intention on whatever you're posting, you know?
Yeah.
And even if you're posting about how much from TikTok and the amount of dollars you get, there is, yani, if the 100 comments, the 100 hate comments stop the same thing, I feel like, you know, that intention was there, you know what I'm saying? And even if they apologize, even if they say, I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention, then what was your intention? Just show off dollar, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
So, I don't know, يعني كمان إنه it's worrying because يعني هلا I don't think TikTok is it as famous as it was أول ما بلش كورونا. I actually don't know.
هلا أنا I prefer the older TikTok. Like أول ما بلش COVID it was very fun وكله like dancing و really funny videos, funny content. وهلا it's like starting a trend is that it feels like a job for some reason for everyone. Maybe هلا because the reason people are using the platform تغير it makes you think إنه maybe it was more famous before, but I don't think so. I think إنه هلا it's more of a thing to have a TikTok. هلا there's not really much إنه مسخرة على ناس that have a TikTok. It's something just like Instagram هلا. Like بالأول everyone used to like make fun of people for using TikTok or posting like really weird stuff. بس هلا it's just like any other social media platform.
That's true. بس كمان يعني the drama that happens on Lebanese TikTok monthly is crazy. يعني I remember a few months ago there are very very famous TikTokers that go on live or they post a video that they're going to have a meet and greet and whatever, and so many problems arise when they actually like get together or when ما بعرف في كتير يعني they stir the pot to create drama to entertain who maybe I don't like كتير هلأ فكرت فيها إنه I don't know, maybe to make more money, to get more views, ما بعرف يعني. I know there was this TikTok drama that happened like last month. It was all over my FYP and people couldn't shut up about it. I saw it on Twitter, I saw it on Instagram, I saw it on TikTok, and maybe from the TikTokers point of view هنا بينبسطوا إنه attention's on me, you're giving me what I want, whether it's hate, whether it's love, آخر همي. بس إنه it's literally not something everyone wants to see, you know?
Especially لما they're being very very problematic يعني لدرجة إنه it's harmful. مش بس إنه everywhere بضل في drama everywhere, بس the fact إنه عم بيكون مأذي. Like when they had a party in the middle of COVID لما COVID كان literally أكل لبنان و there were so many deaths. They had a party و they got so offended إنه they were called out for it. ما خيي إنه عملوا اللي بدكن إياه بس what you're doing is very dangerous it's very harmful you have a lot of young viewers عندكن أولاد صغار that follow you بيعبدوكن عشوائي you're really putting a very bad image a very bad message for these very impressionable kids إنه everyone should understand إنه having a platform means automatically there is a like an ethical responsibility behind it حتى لو إنه في ناس بيقولوا إنه لا I'm not here to be anyone's role model ما حدا عم يقولكن to be a role model وما حدا عم بيقولكن إنه خلاص ما تعملوا parties خيي everyone's doing parties بفهم بس إنه why do you have to like rub it in everyone's face or post it on social media إنه you're going out you're having fun meanwhile some people's parents were in hospital beds like the ethical responsibility اللي عندكن إياه you have to acknowledge this عملوا اللي بدكن إياه على راسي وعيني بس إنه أنا مني لحالي I wouldn't put out any content that I feel like would be misinterpreted or would give the wrong impression لأنه عن جد I care about the well-being of my community overall.
Exactly and the thing is يعني just like you said there's responsibility and I don't know if they have to like bear with the consequences إنه maybe هن they never thought إنه they would blow up so much on TikTok which just started as something fun during COVID and now they're like super famous and they're known if they go on in the streets of Lebanon but it's يعني the influence that they have over kids over teenagers over young adults over everyone I don't think there's a specific age group is scary يعني I'm not at ease honestly when I see a 16-year-old girl on TikTok doing a specific trend إنه وين كنا بس نحن كنا 16 وهن ويننا هلا هن عندهم 16 عرفتي؟
هلا I want to say something بس use the word famous كتير loosely when you come to talk about TikTokers or like calling them influencers هلا the word influencer هيك شوي controversial بالنسبة لي بس إنه like saying the word famous بحس إنه I don't want this to like give them credit or feed their ego أو شيء.
Maybe that's true maybe the word famous isn't the right word and even some TikTok users don't like being called as influencers. I know there's this one user she has a big platform and honestly I follow her and she's famous on YouTube and she's famous on Instagram and even TikTok and she says don't call me an influencer. I don't like being called an influencer because that title holds a lot of responsibility and a lot of consequences يعني إنه she feels like maybe she doesn't want to be held responsible if she does something and people are quote unquote influenced by it and something happens to them you know what I'm saying
like أنا كمان بالنسبة لي I think إنه calling someone an influencer بدأ a little more thought into it إنه مش مين ما كان عنده a lot of followers as an influencer لأنه you have to be like considerate of all the responsibility اللي you have to like take into consideration لما you have this platform is that you're not going to be responsible بأي حق do you call yourself an influencer لأنه مثلا إنه I have an instructor بالجامعة I had إنه I took a course with her she's part of one of the secular political parties بلبنان and بالنسبة إلي this is an influencer like she's spreading إنه a message of like the importance of being secular actually reaching tangible change بالبلد like actually working to fix the country whatever is left of it يعني هيدا بالنسبة إلي an influencer لما she goes out and she has webinars and seminars and speeches وهي على فكرة she does do lots of speeches about Palestine she did them in the US public speaking is really her thing هيدا بالنسبة إلي an influencer لأنه she's doing good بس لما حدا إنه يجي يعمل لي promotion لبضاعة معينة or like just doing trends on TikTok بأي حق do you call yourself an influencer
and the thing is إنه هلا when you say the word influencer it has a negative connotation to it يعني if you're calling your professor an influencer the second you said it I'm like يعني my head دغري راح إنه Instagram influencer TikTok influencer it never يعني at least when TikTok started and when Instagram يعني كمان started to boom and we started seeing these I was gonna say influencer but I don't know what to call them now. صرت فكر إنه the word influencer إنه ما عنده غير connotation براسي غير إنه you're either have a lot of following on Instagram or a lot of following on TikTok, you know?
But for no particular reason يعني إنه you're either a pretty face or you do brand deals, you promote things بس إنه that's it.
Maybe I don't think, maybe we can't generalize it that much just because I know there's this one TikToker and she's a med school student and she always posts on her TikTok إنه كيف يكون تدرسوا أحسن وإنه أنا حياتي as a med school student أنتوا إذا بدكم تفوتوا تشوفوا إنه maybe these sort of things can be counted sort of as educational if that's what we can say. So I don't know if these people can count as actually I do think because this one TikToker I used to follow her and I actually enjoyed her content because يعني كانوا ناس بالجامعة وهلأ كل الناس and everything is remote right now. So she used to give tips on how like to keep a consistent study schedule and to wake up in the morning and to do this to have a productive morning. عرفتي؟ So ما بعرف إنه maybe you have like the 95% of Lebanese TikTok that's absolute bullshit and literally makes no sense at all. But I feel like there's the other 5% that at least tries to make their content come off as informative or educational or have a little value to it. At least that's from my experience on TikTok.
Yeah, وهول specific people كمان they make sure like يبعدوا حالهم عن that toxic part of the TikTok community لأنه I know who you're talking about I know إنه كمان she stays away from drama. Whenever someone asks her إذا she's involved she says إنه لا أنا I'm just sticking to my lane I post my own content وما بتدخل بحدا. There's really هيك separation عن جد those 5% كتير في فرق بيناتهم وبين the rest of the 95%. وأكيد the 95% doesn't include the people that post TikToks for fun أحسن ما يجي حدا يهاجمنا because I know إنه they're very problematic.
I post TikToks for fun يعني I post sometimes stupid TikToks so it's just I think listeners will know who we're targeting and who we're talking about.
أكيد they know. I try as much as possible to stay away from like having Lebanese TikTok on my For You page. And usually put like not interested. I block certain people or like Arab TikTok كمان in general because I want to stay with the more fun content or the more educational, serious content that I usually have on my For You page. But like I can't get away from them صراحة بضلوا يبينوا إلا ما يبينش حدا منهم on my For You page.
I think the algorithm tries to make it tries to keep Lebanese TikTok on our end يعني أنا بيطلعلي شي 17 TikToks they're not they're not Lebanese TikTokers and then بيطلعلي شي 3 Lebanese TikTokers بقول إنه لا shit that's not what I want.
I know I try my best not to interact with them لأنه بصير يبينوا أكتر on my For You page.
And it's هيك it's I don't want to say it's sad بس إنه هيك كيف like let's say we lived somewhere else I feel إنه أكيد the algorithm is going to be different and the content is going to be different بس إنه it's just weird how we don't enjoy Lebanese TikTok يعني حتى even not these TikTokers and any other thing that's related to everything Lebanon ما بعرف I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
إيه فهمت عليك بس I feel like it's because automatically we already know Lebanese people كيف بيتصرفوا in certain situations يعني أنا لما بلش TikTok عرفت like in my head automatically I'm like okay هلأ حيجوا people they're gonna get followers they're gonna get like their ego is gonna get inflated كتير حيصيروا يشوفوا حالهم على الناس they're gonna be problematic automatically in my head إنه the fact إنه I thought of this يعني Lebanese people are so predictable لهالدرجة يعني maybe that's why we try to like stay away from TikTok. ما بعرف إذا لأنه بايخين هن I'm صراحة I never see إنه Lebanese TikTok أنا عندي on my For You page unless it's مثلا doing trends that are done abroad. فكرمال هيك like I feel like there's this negative connotation behind being on Lebanese TikTok or just a Lebanese TikToker in general لأنه إذا بدك تتكلي على اللبنانية to make the right decisions in certain situations يعني يعطيك ألف عافية. ما بعرف شو بدي أقول غير هيك.
No, that's true. كمان I feel like even before TikTok we had I think that's the only way I could refer to them is Instagram influencers, and I've never liked any Lebanese Instagram influencer that used to really bother me, and I used to have debates with my friends about them because at some point some of them had kids and their only content was kids, and I never believed that their content was genuinely about their kids, because in my head every person that has a number of following low-key wants attention and wants to increase that following number and wants to more likes و more comments ما بعرف شو. So I feel like كمان حتى قبل TikTok we had this negative connotation of influencers يعني when it started with these few Lebanese influencers عرفتي. So maybe based on that صرنا نفكر إنه هلأ الناس على تيك توك أكيد حتصير أضرب، وصراحة صاروا شوي أضرب يعني. إنستغرام هلأ it's not dead، بس إنه if I were to search up someone, an influencer, let's say, I don't know what else to call them, but if I were to search up someone, I would firstly search them up on TikTok rather than Instagram.
Yeah, I get you. أنا بخصوص like Instagram influencers وهلي هلا they transition to TikTok كلهم، بس I hate specifically the people that use their kids وبتصير their brand. و I'm مش بس مسألة إنه you're exposing your kids to قصة إنه like doing content as a job، نفس الوقت إنه it's exploitive، وإنه like if you're gonna force your 6-year-old kid يعيد نفس like I know إنه إذا anyone's gonna do a TikTok they're gonna spend several hours إذا مش at least like an hour just to film it. إذا you're gonna have a 6-year-old إنه تعدي تدربيه just to like to do content like يوقف معك ويعمل معك certain content that probably took a lot of time إنه حرام، and like let your kids just have شوية part of their childhood that's a little مفصول عن social media، لأنه I genuinely feel bad لما simply seeing kids use their iPads over wanting to go outside or ride a bike or like play with their friends. Like تخيلي like seeing kids actually doing content إنه حرام. Like you're هن إنه بيقولوا لك لا that's my kid I'm just doing fun content it's cute، بس إنه like unconsciously you know إنه this is what you're famous for, this is what's like generating money for you. It's super exploitive.
Exactly, and I feel like it's a thin line between my kid is cute and I have to force him to make a TikTok، لأن إنه فيك تكوني كيوت وتصوري ابنك أو بنتك عم بيرقصوا أو عم بيغنوا، بس at the same time يعني when the kids grow up they become a bit obsessive with creating content يعني. There's a YouTube family, they're not Lebanese, that I used to watch before, and like their kids they're not very they're not old يعني, they're still kids, بس إنه they become obsessive and they go like mommy let's take a picture of this and let's take a video of that يعني. It becomes their entire personality إنه بس يكبروا يصير عمرهم 16-18 سنة إنه what's left of like what do you want to do, like do you want to stay in front of the camera your entire life.
وكمان قصة إنه I can't understand like the psychological effects it has إنه having people watching you grow up on the internet. When you're older you're gonna see كل هالأشياء اللي صارت when you were younger being recorded and it's out there for everyone to see. هيدي privacy بتصير something that you take very loosely إنه ببطل شيء له أهمية. I think that's really bad, like growing up تكوني بهيك environment where there's no value of your own privacy, your entire life is basically a job or it was used as a job by your own parents. Like it's حيكون مزة يعني. You're either gonna be aggressive towards your own parents or you're gonna go into this very toxic cycle.
100%, and the thing is because when they're kids they don't have control over it يعني. If they're a baby and the parents want to take a video of it, and even يعني حتى I don't want to say embarrassing but like a bit more private videos of the baby إنه who gave you the right if you ask a parent who gave you the right to post a video of your baby, and they're going to go like, I'm the guardian, I don't have to ask anyone. They have I don't know what to say, you know. They have my approval, you know. I'm their mom, I'm their dad, I can post whatever I want because they're my child. But you know, I know their kids or their babies, they still don't know what's going on around them. But you know, it's still a problem.
I don't think, you know, any of this should be happening so long as your child still doesn't understand what the word consent means. Is that they still don't know what this is, or they don't know what privacy is, or, you know, having the choice to say yes or no. Is that your kid still can't do that. برأيي إنه ما بيحق لكم مين ما تكونوا if you're the parents, إنه the child isn't something you have ownership of. إنه
exactly.
I don't understand the logic behind هذا الجواب إنه that's my child, I do whatever I want. إنه مش ملكك.
Exactly. إنه it's يعني I feel like I actually wish يعني there was ما بعرف some type of law, some type of rule where you could go like you can't film your child until they know what the word consent means. بس it's ما بعرف يعني. People
might think this is stupid مثلا إنه to have something هيك implemented, بس إنه honestly if you think إنه on the long term effects of not consenting to something, well, everyone knows how important consent is. Like the long term effect is that you don't have like this kind of rule. Maybe لو it was implemented هلا, the community and on social media overall wouldn't be the way it is. Maybe it would be like a safer space for everyone. Maybe like people would actually understand كلمة consent, لأنه I feel like people are still discovering what it means هلا very very recently.
Yeah, you have a point on that too.
Okay, so I guess this brings us to the end of today's podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and please keep an eye out for all of our future episodes coming up. Thank you, Marianne, for being here, and thank you to all of our listeners. This is Beirut Buzz.